First of all, I would like to pay homage to the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. And let me say hello to all friends who are watching my video live. The topic today is about life. What is life? Unfortunately, today I cannot make a group call because the number of members in the group is overloaded. Someone told me that we can call as a group for only 50 members, but our members is more than 50. That's why we are not allowed to call. We can only chat and write or say something and record the sound to post to the group. So tonight I'm speaking alone again. Before I create this program, I thought that I cannot speak alone for 1 hour. That's why I create a group and I ask someone who are good at speaking English to help me. Yeah, it means that I want to some of you to kill time with me, but now it's everything is impermanent or out of my control, so it always happens because of condition. It is called anatta. For Wednesday evening, someone asked me why I don't speak Khmer, because most of the audience are Khmer. I already informed on my page and on my timeline. Only one day a week, especially on Wednesday, I create a program to discuss about Dharma that connected with our life or with our daily activities. To do this, because I also want to practice my speaking English as well. Sometimes it's easy to make conversation with someone that we have partner to practice, and we speak back and forth, so we can speak and then we can pause and stop to listen our partner to reply. But to speak alone sometimes it's not easy. But however, there's a will, there's a way. I want to do it. Before I go to the topic, I want to reply to some ideas of our audience from last Wednesday that I did not reply yet. And then I will talk about the topic. Venerable Pan Sopon in Cambodia is a lot of Buddhists But some people, why don't about Buddhism? Maybe don't study or maybe something. So example, I looked around in Phnom Penh. I saw a lot of local beer. Why? Why the Buddhists in Cambodia don't follow the rule 5 precepts? I think it is known already. 90% of our people are Buddhist. If we understand about real Buddhism and traditional Buddhism, as I have spoken already last week, it has no doubt, or we will understand clearly why. Traditional Buddhism cannot make people to practice the real way of Buddha. Buddha, the Dharma that was instructed by the Buddha is the way of life. It can help all beings to develop their understanding and to practice to get better life. Better life make people get real happiness. But traditional Buddhism, it's just the formula or something that you do because you only follow the elder without trying to understand what is right or what is wrong. So even you take the 5 precepts, but you don't try to understand. You just memorize the word, but know nothing. And you don't really understand the purpose of the 5 precepts. As you see nowadays in our country, there are over 4,000 monasteries or temples. And once a week, people go to the monastery to take 5 precepts. But do they really understand what they are doing? Not really. Their opinion, they just think that they have to take 5 precepts when they are getting old. No choice. They cannot go to bar or to concert to drink alcohol or to dance. Because in many people's eyes, they judge that old people should not go to that place, to those places. That's why they have no choice, and then they go to the monastery to take 5 precepts without understanding. You know, when they take the 5 precepts, they don't understand by their own. They just follow Acharya, you know, the one who says something and then people repeat after him. In Khmer words called Twai Kluon. They don't really know what does it mean. So it is not strange. If you want to know that, are we practicing in the wrong way or the right way? You just look at the result. Most of people drink alcohol, right? a lot of violence in our country, right? So where is the precept? The precept nowadays is just the word that they memorize, but without understanding. The purpose of precept, number one, or the first one, is training your mind not to kill. Train your mind not to kill. And develop your love in kindness. Not just stop killing, but instead of killing, you develop your loving kindness. It is the purpose of not killing. It's not the words. It's not the word not killing, but you try to develop your loving kindness to all beings. You love all beings. You see they have the right to live as you want to live happily with your family. All beings, no matter what they are, dog, cow, or human, they have life. They really want to live. That's why Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadeṃ Samadhiyami, it does not only mean that not killing, but train your mind to accept that all beings should not be killed. This is your own understanding. It is not because of Buddha did not allow you to kill. Buddha just showed the way and explained why. Why we should not kill all beings. Why? Because each beings, each human or animal have only one life. Life is the things that all beings love the most. We work nowadays. We go to work to get money, to get a new house, to get a new car, or anything that you really want in life. But your life is more expensive. See, in Pol Pot regime, around in 1975, people forced to leave home. Someone who didn't agree to leave home, they would be killed. So, you see, people gave up everything and then left home. So, what is the most expensive for people? Not the house, not money, not car, not position, but life. They leave home to keep their life. When you train your mind not to kill, means you develop your understanding to see by your own wisdom that all beings should not be killed, because they also want to live as we are. This is your own understanding, and this is the purpose of taking the precept. And the second, try training yourself not to steal others' property. But as my experience, as I know, many people take the precept. They believe that if I take other or I steal other property, I will reborn in hell. This is their belief. So they scare, not understanding. They don't understand. But, train your mind not to steal others' property. Train your mind develop your understanding to see the reality why we should not steal others' property. Make yourself as an example. If your car or your money are stolen by someone, what would you think? You're gonna be sad. You're gonna be, feel unsatisfaction. As others, they also feel like that. When you make yourself to be example to others, even Buddha did not tell us, don't steal others' property. You cannot do, because you understand clearly that the owner of the properties will be hurt if I steal. This is the kind of mental development to be a real human. Because, in all beings, only human have thinking mind. Animal don't have thinking mind. They just know when hungry they find something to eat. When someone want to kill, they scare, afraid, or they run away because they love their life. And when they meet different gender, they love each other, and they make love as human as well. But one thing that doesn't exist in the animal is thinking mind. In Pali term called tamasanya. So, if you only go to the monastery and then follow the monks Bana, Debara, Adane, all the time without trying to understand the purpose of the Buddha, that he taught all humans to take the 5 precepts, as I normally say that you are still baby. Baby don't know how to think. They don't really understand what they are following their parents, but they just follow. For example, when you teach your children to do something, not to do this or not to do that, they just follow you because they love you, or they afraid you, or scared something. If you take the 5 precepts because of scaring, being in the hell after you die, it means you know nothing about the Buddha purpose. And the 3rd precept, try not to commit misconduct. If you understand the first one and the second, the third also understand, I think. Train your mind not to lie to anybody, because you yourself, you don't need anybody lie to you. Try to understand like this. Your precept develop every day. Your mind develop from moment to moment. Okay. So to respond to this question, I think many people also see like you. But the problem is our people follow Buddhism as a traditional Buddhism. Traditional Buddhism, you just go to the monastery and offer the food to the monks and recite Dharma or pray or wish something, and then take the 5 precepts as the tradition, the virtue, or your mind. You think that I mean that since the beginning until now, or until you get old, if you just follow the traditional Buddhism, it means you haven't developed your understanding. You still baby. Okay, I think this is enough for this question. And another one is I would like to respect Venerable. The same monk asked another question. I still don't understand about bad and good life. Okay, it's connected with our topic today. Yes, there are different definitions that given by many people. I think many people, when they talk about life, they just focus on the result. But they don't really understand the meaning of real life. Sometimes they refer to the way of life, the way of doing something, and when they get something in life, like they get success with their work and something like that, they say it is life. But the real life, it comes from the original word from Pali called Jivat. You know, life is very short. I think without learning about the reality of life, we cannot understand the definition, the real definition of life. Life is not something that far away. It is about Nama and Rupa. Nama and Rupa. It is Pali term. But it is the name of the five khandha, Panchakhandha. It is translated into English that aggregate. Five aggregate. They are Rupa Khandha, Vedana Khandha, Sanya Khandha, Sankhara Khandha, and Vijnana Khandha. Rupa, which is matter, are called Rupa, and the four khandhas, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana, are called Nama. So Nama and Rupa that exist, that is arising and falling away very quickly, repeatedly, from moment to other moments. It is called life. It is a very short moment of life. When we see something, now there is seeing right now. It is life. Hearing is happening right now. Hearing is life. Smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking. The time of seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and touching through the six doorways, through eyes, ears, nose, mouth, or tongues, body sense, and mind doors. Without hearing, without seeing, without smelling, without touching, without thinking, there is no life. There is no life. That's why when people die, Buddha compared this body to the wood that is thrown in the forest. Because there are no seeing, hearing, smelling, touching, thinking anymore. So what life really is? Life, the real life, is not the result of your activities. It's not the result of your work. It's not about the fame. It's not about the success. That's why I said many definitions of life people say, but the real meaning of life less people know. That's why people have ignorance with life. They feel proud of themselves when they get high position, they get big house, they get fame, or they are admired. That kind of you is not about life. So, in one verse, Buddha said, the one who live only one day, but they have wisdom to see the reality of life, is better than the one who live even 100 years, but they don't have wisdom to see the reality of life. The reality of life is above all things that is happening and falling away repeatedly in daily life. It is the secret. It was found by the Buddha. And then Buddha found the formula to practice in life through the 6 doorways. To practice Dharma or practice the way of life, there is no somewhere else without try to understand the processing of your mind that is working through the 6 doors: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, and mind doors. Okay, I think it is enough about the topic. Let me check some more questions. Virya Lim, how to say the word sadhu in English? Could I say okay? Sadhu is the international word. I think should not be translated, but we should know the meaning. There's few meanings of the word sadhu. Sadhu sometimes means yes, sometimes means okay, sometimes means well done. For example, when Buddha make a conversation with someone, and then Buddha asked the question and the one answered the right question, then Buddha replied sadhu. Sadhu means good, or yes, or okay. Or when you appreciate with others' action or activity, and then you say sadhu. Like Pali said, Attang saste tete sadhu, mean the activity that makes something to get a good result. Dharma Toma. The Cambodian people, always believed and respect the Buddhist law. So in the name of venerable monks, should be talking in Khmer. Yes, I told you, this is English program. I am trying to practice English only once a week, not once a day. Once a week. I am practicing. If I don't doing like this, I don't know my English improve or not. Because when I finish talking, I will re-listen to my speech, and then I correct the mistake, and I won't do it again if I have some mistakes. I think I also want to share some experience to all my beloved next generation, especially all brothers and sisters in Cambodia who are trying to learn English. Now you have telephone, you have a recorder, even you don't have partner to practice regularly. I suggest you to sit in front of the mirror, or you can record yourself and record both sound and pictures or as video. Then try to listen to your intonation or your pronunciation. Sometimes if you don't record yourself, it's hard to reflect your sound when you speak. That's why some students are trying to know many vocabulary. But when they speak to the native speaker, sometimes they don't get the point, they don't understand. Because accent, not action. Yeah, see the word action and accent, different. Accent is the way of speaking, but action is your activity. So if you are wrong with your pronunciation, with the migrant, I think it's easier to understand each other because we have the same mistakes. But with the native speakers, sometimes they don't understand. This is my experience. So it is easy for you to learn now because you have Google Translate. When you learn new word, don't just read without. If you're not clear, you have to check Google and then press on speaker and listen how to pronounce. The intonation is very important. For example, when I studied with Khmer teacher, the word 11 or 7, I always say savan, or 11, I said 11 or 11. But when I talk to the foreigner, they said, what? Or for example, the word jealous. If we talk like flat, without intonation, they hardly to understand you. Jealous, the stress, the first syllable, jealousy. I'm not sure it is right or wrong, but I know that. If we say jealousy or jealousy, they don't understand, they don't get a point. So you can record yourself and then listen to your speech, and then you will see your mistakes and you correct yourself. And I also need reflection or feedback from all audience are listening right now. One more question. I'm fast to disappointed, and he is Sam Hearn. I'm fast to disappointed and fast to angry with somebody's words, though they are kidding to me, or sometimes they care about me as well. So how to solve this problem? I want to be more patient. I want to make my mind more stronger, clean, peace, and don't think too much to other activity. Best regards. Okay. In short, mean he want to make his mind stronger and peace. First, you have to know where is peace. Peace is not anywhere else outside your body. Peace is in the mind. But how to seek the peace? Please don't try to find peace, but try to observe your mind, the processing of your mind through your 6 doorways, as I already talked about. Try to follow it, try to understand it, try to contemplate, to think deeply about the processing of your mind. But you also learn the basic of mind and rupa that cooperate with each other. Buddha had instructed already. We wait for all of you to learn and practice together. So, you unable to create peace, but peace will appear when you understand clearly about the processing of your mind. Okay, this is my short answer to this question. True Echang Lang, it is his name. I'm pleased to respect you, Guru. I have a question for you resolving, are religion and Dharma different or not, sir? Because I have an older monk, he said they are like, not different, but I prove him who are not get. He told me foolish. Please make your details. Thank you so much for your answering. Now, I am answering in English term, English words. Don't confuse the word sasana. Think only the word religion. So, the religion, the origin word is religio. It means binding to God. It is the word religion. So, if the question happens that, is Buddhism a religion? 100% Buddhism is not a religion. Because in Buddhism, there is no way to binding to God. There are only 3 steps in Buddhism: studying or learning Buddha's teaching, and then try to practice, and at last get the point. It means you see the reality of life after practicing. So there are 3 steps in Buddhism. Buddhism is the center of human, but religion is the center of God. Being a religious, they live in the center of God. They use God as the benefit. Everything depends on God. But in Buddhism, use your own wisdom. Try to learn and to practice yourself. So, Buddhism is not religion. That's why nowadays, people around the world from many different religions are coming to Buddhism. Because there is no boundary between religion in Buddhism. Everyone can take, everyone can learn by booklet, by listen to Dharma talk, or by going to the Buddhist center to practice meditation or try to understand by themselves. But in religion, you have no right to discuss, to refuse. You just have to obey because you are told. You are told in religion, but in Buddhism you are taught. If you are told, you have to obey. No choice. If you are taught, you have to learn. When you learn, sometimes you understand, sometimes you don't understand. If you don't understand, you have to ask to make sure. Is it right or is it wrong? In the 38th blessing, we call Mengkolasot, one point, one content, the Buddha said, asking and answering question back and forth is the blessing, because you will get the real point, or you develop your own understanding more when you have a discussion. But don't confuse the word sasana. Sasana is not Khmer word, it's Pali word. Sasana is not religion. I don't know why our ancestors translated the religion to be sasana. That's why in Cambodia now we are confusing with the word sasana and Dharma. Dharma is sasana, sasana is Dharma. It's not different. Sasana is the teaching and practicing. It is used widely in Buddhism. It is Pali word. It's not Khmer word. It is used in Buddhism. But it should not be translated into religion. Okay. Sometimes it makes us confused because we don't understand the root word. Excuse me, why do you don't speak Cambodia again? Okay, this is English program. I don't think we should try to make mistakes, but don't be too worried about making mistakes. Okay, yeah. Last week I said about mistake. I said mistakes are fantastic. Okay, you are not wrong. You are right. But if we care too much about making mistakes, we cannot start to do something. There are two kinds of mistakes. One is we do it without bad intention. And one more thing, we do it with bad intention. It is called bad karma or evil. But mistakes with your learning, mistake with your practicing, the more you do it, the more you progress. For example, when you were a child, when you were young, you started to learn how to ride bicycle. If you scared falling down, you could never ride bicycle properly. Unless you don't care for falling. Yeah, like me, you know, I have fallen many times. Sometimes I got injured, but at last I could ride bicycle. The same thing as when we learn to speak English or we learn to do something, don't afraid mistakes. Most of our Cambodian students, yeah, especially, it's my experience, my classmates, yeah, they learn with me. They spend many years of learning English. They try to memorize words. Memorize word by word by word. but at last they still could not speak. Why? They just try to memorize. But they dare not to make mistake with speaking. They are afraid to mistake. Shyness, I tell you one thing. Shyness is your big enemy. Shyness is your big enemy. It's hard to give up your shyness. But if you can give up your shyness, if you can destroy your shyness, and you start to speak, don't care about mistake, because mistake with practicing is not criminal. Most foreign teacher encourage their student to speak, encourage their student to make mistake. But most Cambodian teacher, English but original Cambodian, they just try to be good. They teach grammar, the formula, the construction. You have to say like this, you have to say like that. No. Natural learning, you see, we are Khmer. We were born in Cambodia, Khmer speaking country. All Cambodian children, they can speak Khmer before they are going to school, because they learn naturally. They don't start to study grammar before they start to speak. They start to speak first, and then they learn how to write after, when they go to school. But we have spent many time to learn English, many efforts, many times, long times to learn English, because we don't follow natural learning. Natural learning is learning with your ears, not with your eyes. Most students learn with their eyes, not with their ears. You see, children, they use their ears before their eyes. They listen every day. So, I still say that I want to encourage people who are learning something, try to do mistake, especially language. I know I have a lot of mistake of speaking, right? See? Sometimes, yeah, I pronounce S with the word that is actually no S. Actually no S, but I say with S, but don't care. I just cough up, means speak out. I push myself to do this. Don't believe me, but just try. If you don't start right now, you never start. You never start. Last week someone asked me how to learn English, and she asked me that how many words I memorize a day. Actually, I never try to memorize any word right now. It is old style of learning. It is old style of learning. You see, children never memorize. They just listen and talk. Listen and talk. It's natural learning. Nowadays, I never memorize. And I never try to remember. Just try to listen and listen and listen. And then try to talk out. Okay, Tina E. Porn. Can you mention about Eightfold Path? Thanks. It is the heart of Buddhism. Eightfold Path is the sure path. You know, if you follow the Eightfold Path, it means you can defend yourself from bad luck or dangerous, because 3 of them are divided into self-discipline and 5 of them are divided as self-responsibility. Samma Ditte, right view, and the second is Samma Sankappa, right thought, and the third is Samma Vichara, right speech. The fourth is Samma Kammanta, right action or activities. And the fifth, right Samma Vayama, right livelihood. And sixth, Samma Vayama, right effort. Samma Sati, right concentration, right mindfulness or awareness. And the last one is Samma Samadhi, right concentration. Right speech, right action, right livelihood are called self-discipline. It's very important for people to live, to have self-discipline. You see, nowadays we use social media. Be careful with your words, be careful with your action, otherwise it spreads very quickly. So if you have self-discipline, no worry, because you can defend yourself. Recently, Facebook had problem because the data of Facebook are stolen. So many people in the world are worrying right now because they have no self-discipline. If they have some self-discipline, they don't worry about something with their speech or with their acts. And 5 more: right view, right thought, right effort, right concentration, right mindfulness are called self-responsibility. Reflect to yourself. Okay, it's 3 minutes left. Prohlop Serai. I would like to pay respect to you, Venerable. My question is, I saw someone when they see a monk, they act themselves not respect to him. So on behalf of you are a monk, what should you do in that case? What I'm doing, I'm not trying to get the respect from the people. I'm not trying to get the respect from people, but I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to explore their wisdom. I'm trying to open their inside eye to see all things as they are. I'm trying to give the way or the technique to practice to get real happiness in life. When they become a person who have developed their wisdom to see all things as they are, and they get real happiness in life, it is the gift that I really like. Don't need only the word thank you. It is not my point. My success is help them to understand the reality of life. Even they bow to me or not, no man, no problem. Because the purpose of teaching Dharma or explaining Dharma is only giving. Giving is giving. Giving is not expectation to get any return. If the one gives something to people and expect something to return, it is not giving. Giving is giving. Giving is no expectation. In Sangha, Dharma, or we call charity, there are 4 of them. The first one is donate. Give something to people without any return. It is the donation of the wise person, the wise man. Always do like that. But many people, when give something to anybody, even they don't want something back as money or any respect. But when the people that they help never mention about their good action, sometimes the one who help others say, oh, he is crocodiles, lost the way, see? But the wise man never say that. Never say that. Giving is giving. Just want them to get happiness, no matter they know or not. For example, when you give something to animal will never say thank you to you. But when you see the animal eat something that you gave, and then they have good health, and their body grow up very quickly, you feel happy. The animal don't need to say thank you, but you feel happy. And the second of charity of Sangha Dhamma is Payyaveja, mean lovely speech. Lovely speech, it doesn't mean that you speak soft word or polite word to get love from him. But Payyaveja or lovely speech mean you want to make the listener to get happy during they listen to your speech. Mean you offer feeling. When you give something, you give the food to support their body. But when you give speech, you give the food to support their mind. Mind need health, good health. So your good speech, your polite speech, your lovely speech support their mental health. See? And the third is Attacharya, mean you do something not just for yourself but for others. Good life is to live for others. And the last one, you never look down anyone, even the people that you help. You have to value them, respect them. Even you are the donator, but you never look down. And be honest. Even you meet the person, you meet in person or you are far away, not different. This is the way that wise men always do. Back to your question, what should I do being I am a monk when I see people don't respect me? Never care about that. You know, nowadays, people come and pay respect to me without understanding. They just follow the tradition, also something that I don't like. But, you know, when people come to meet me and say, oh, now I understand what does Dharma mean. In the previous time, I never understand about that. I never understood about that. Now I understand. I'm very happy to hear that. Even they don't raise their hand to pay respect to me, but they just speak out the word to express that now they understand. So understanding is very good, very a great gift for me. Okay, the time is up now. Please give me any feedback with my explanation or with my English. I told you already I don't care. I just speak out. I push myself to do it, and I like it, and I'm happy with a lot of my mistakes. And I want all of next generation in Cambodia who are trying to speak English, do it. Try to make mistakes. The more you make mistakes with speaking, the more you get influence. Believe me. Okay, that's all for tonight. See you on next Wednesday at the same time. The same time. I just learned the word sharp. 6 p.m. sharp. It means definitely 6 p.m. It's not approximately 6 p.m. It's 6 p.m. sharp means definitely 6 p.m. Be on time. Okay, bye and good night.